y'all, it's Pauletta and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and also the notification bell so that you can always be in the know about any new content I upload here. And if you're returning, come on y'all, just go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, because clearly you enjoy being here and I enjoy having you here to watch everything that I upload, all my crazy thoughts and shenanigans that I find myself in. So for today's video, I decided to do a tutorial on how to make soap. So for some of you out there who aren't really aware of what I have going on, I always am finding new ways to do things. I love doing my own DIY products and just coming up with ways to make sure that what I'm putting in my body is healthy for my body, and one of those ways is what we put on our skin. So this DIY soap is pretty simple. You can do it at home, and I'm just gonna give you all the skills that I have right now on how I come up with these soaps. I'm gonna be making a really special soap. It's gonna be so fun. Not only is this an arts and crafts project, it's just a really good thing that you can use for later on in any of your other soap recipes that you might have in mind. I'm gonna be doing a honeycomb soap, so I want you to stay tuned and let's get into it, all right?
So first I prepare my mold. I'm using bubble wrap to line the interior of the soap mold. This bubble wrap is medium size, but you can use the smaller or the larger side. It really just depends on what you want. I chose this one because I think that it fits more of the honeycomb aesthetic that I'm going for. I start out with the larger piece. Take notice that I'm flattening down the sides and also the interior so that the base lays down nice and neat. Next, I take my scissors and cut both sides off, leaving about ½ an inch to hang out. The pieces that are left over from cutting, you can set them to the side because you will use them later. I now take some paper clips to secure the outside of the bubble wrap. Even when I'm not doing this particular recipe, I always secure the sides of my mold to make sure that the soap is level, because it prevents any dents from forming while the curing or the hardening phase is happening. You don't have to do this. This is just my particular spin. Now, those pieces that you set to the side, you're going to cut them in half and tape them on the smaller opposite ends of the mold. If any of your soap batter seeps through, don't panic. As long as the majority of the batter is contained within the bubble wrap parts of the mold, you'll be fine. After you finish lining your mold, you'll now prepare the lye. Lye is a caustic element, so be sure to wear protective gloves. Next, I pour about 127 grams of lye into a stainless steel bowl. I'm using a food scale that I purchased from Publix, but you can use any scale that you desire as long as it's small enough and is able to be converted to grams. Some people even use ounces. It's totally up to you. Be sure to use a soap calculator so that you don't use too much lye. You don't want your soap to burn your skin after it's done curing. After I'm done weighing the lye, I gently place it to the side. Soap calculator will be linked in the description box. Next, you're going to weigh your water. I used 283 grams for this particular recipe. Tap water is fine. You can also use distilled water or alkaline. When making your lye solution, always add the water to the lye. Do not add the lye to the water. It might also be helpful to wear a mask if you're doing this in the house. You always want to make sure that you're mixing your lye in a well-ventilated area. See, look at the vapors, okay? Do not breathe in any of the lye solution while stirring. Trust me, you will cough. Continue to stir the solution until the lye has completely dissolved. You should be left with a clear liquid inside of your bowl. The lye solution will get very hot and will slowly cool down. After you're done, let it cool in an area where it won't be touched by yourself or knocked over by your children, your partner, or any pets. I simply just set my solution on the other side of the sink. As you can see, I have a stainless steel sink, so it works perfectly for doing this type of arts and craft. Now you're going to prepare your oils. I first start with olive oil, which is a great moisturizer when making soap. I'm finishing up this one, waste none, want none. And the next one that I'm using is the same oil. They're both extra virgin olive oil that you can find at your local grocery store, which is also something that I really enjoy when it comes to these soap recipes. If your coconut oil is in a solid state like mine, warm it up for about a minute in the microwave. Now add your liquefied coconut oil. The coconut oil is going to be great when you make your soap because it adds that necessary lather that we all love to see on our washcloths, our sponges, when we bathe. Here you see me scraping some solid coconut oil because once again, I don't believe in wasting any products, so I'm trying to get my money's worth totally. And the good thing about this is it's going to melt relatively fast because of the liquid coconut oil temperature. Okay, scrape it all in there. We almost there. Now I'm adding sweet almond oil from the brand Now, as you can see. And I follow this sweet almond oil up with vitamin E oil. Both of these are perfect for adding moisturizer, and you can use any brand that you want. This oil mixture came up to a combined total of 316 grams. Now I will combine the olive oil, coconut oil, almond oil, and vitamin E oil in a larger stainless steel bowl. Once I add the oils, I can now safely incorporate the lye solution into the bowl and combine the two. After combining those ingredients, I hand stir it for a bit. Next, I take my stick hand blender and mix until the batter looks like a thin mayonnaise. I now add in a fragrance oil to give it that honey scent. This particular fragrance oil is called Honey Almond, and I will also link that one down in the description box below. I don't normally measure my oils. I allow my nose to guide me, but if you're particular about those type of things, anywhere between 5 to 10 milliliters of oil should be fine. This was giving such a good scent when I was doing it, y'all. Now I hand stir it for a little bit. I also added about a tablespoon of real honey. This is optional. I've left it out before and the soap still turned out fine, so it's totally up to you again. Now it's time to add your soap batter to your mold. Be careful and make sure that nothing gets on the counter, but if it does, it's totally fine at this point. The lye solution is no longer dangerous, and it's just giving a really creamy texture. You'll now want to gently but firmly tap your mold onto the counter to release air bubbles. Next, I add oatmeal to the bottom of the soap for more cleansing properties and, come on, aesthetic. I feel like anytime you see oatmeal and soap, it always looks so good just sitting there. Oatmeal is just a beautiful natural ingredient to add to any soap. And it's also good too because if you have eczema like I do, it could help to regulate your arm. It's anti-inflammatory. So this is always going to be a great option, even if you're not making your own soap at home. If you're out purchasing soap, buying products that have oatmeal to put on your skin is just excellent overall. Once you've let your soap sit in the soap mold for 2 days, you can now cut it. You can order soap cutters off of Amazon. I like to use the crinkle soap cutter. I think that it's just more beautiful that way. It gives more of an aesthetic feel to it. And you can let it cure for up to 4 to 6 weeks. When I say cure, I'm talking about hardening. As you can see, the honeycomb texture came out beautiful, and the oatmeal on the bottom just adds a nice finish. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy your soap.